You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today,
I got a bad feeling about this.
let me introduce our featured guest. Jay Kaplan is in the house. Welcome, Mr. Kaplan.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very glad to be back again.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing planner, plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And, of course, we celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. I love celebrating. And when it's a day like today, you know, there's a lot to celebrate. We've got National Internal Medicine Day. Okay, I guess we can use some internal medicine every once in a while. Would a shot of vodka be considered internal medicine? I think for some people it might. Jay, you're on with that one?
Absolutely. You know, and it's also a great sanitizer, you know, so in this period, it's good for inside and outside of you.
2 for the price of 1. I like that idea. Now, for individuals like Jay and I, we can also go with today being National Chocolate Day, although he's not supposed to eat it. But, you know something, my bariatric doctor says I shouldn't be eating it either. But, hey, you know something? If it's chocolate and it's not on a fast-moving course of some sort, yeah, I'm ready to eat chocolate anytime, any place.
Isn't dark chocolate supposed to be good for you?
Dark chocolate is good for you. I do keep some 70% dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And it's in my wine fridge. Don't tell the wife, but it's in my wine fridge right next to all of the ports. So a little dark chocolate after dinner, a little port, maybe a Merlot is my go-to. And you know something, today, right now, especially here in Southern Calizuela, National First Responders Day. We are highly indebted to first responders, especially right now. And if you're anywhere in the sound of my voice, you've probably experienced some unpleasantness in the last few days. Basically, either you're affected directly by the fires. I hope you're not, but I know there's a lot of folks that are directly affected by the fires. I've had lots of friends, lots of colleagues, lots of callers, lots of listeners who have told me that their families have been evacuated and are directly affected. Even if you're not directly affected, obviously that's the worst, but you got to be careful if you're anywhere downwind. I mean, it's amazing the amount of ash and soot and everything else that's in the air, horrible air quality. So I hope that you are staying safe, staying indoors if that is a possibility for you. I know a lot of people don't have that opportunity, but we appreciate our first responders. They do a great
I was
job.
a little concerned about you with the Yorba Linda fire. I didn't know whether it was going to jump the 91 or not. So.
Yeah, we were pretty lucky. It didn't jump the 91, but again, a lot of folks, that they weren't so lucky. Hopefully, the firefighters. I know there was a couple of firefighters that did.
Yeah,
for
serious
some severe injuries. Yeah, so sending the best to them. Hey, let's take a look at the markets right now. Dow Jones Industrial Average, that's down 659 points. S&P 500 down 81 points. NASDAQ down 309 points. So you listen to it, okay, the Dow Jones down 660. That's 2.4%. The NASDAQ down 2.7%. Oil is down 5%, down $2 a barrel. What does that mean to you and me? Well, national average gallon of gasoline, $2.15.1, down about 0.3 of a penny. Here in Calizuela, we are still paying $3.18.7, 318.7. Yeah, not pretty right there. Second highest in all of these United States. The oil producing state of Hawaii is the only place that has gasoline that's more expensive than what we pay in Calizuela. Missouri, they're leading the nation right now at $1.82.3 is their average for the state of Missouri. And I remind you, $182.3 in Missouri and $3.18.7 in Calizuela. That's just the way it is. You can make your own call about why that is. I'm a fan of fossil fuels. I know that there's a lot of people that don't even have a inkling, because until I got into the import-export business way back when, Jay was just becoming a senior citizen back then. It was actually, I got into the import-export business. It was even before the Dodgers won their last World Series.
Yeah, go Dodgers! They did it.
Yeah, they did it. Good thing going there. But here's the issue: do you have any clue what comes from fossil fuel? I know you know that the gas in your car comes from fossil fuel, and the power plants, the electric plants, yeah, they run on fossil fuel. So here in Calizuela, where we've got the power company turning off power because they're worried about causing fires, gotta really understand that one. In this day and age, in 2020, we haven't figured out how to build telephone lines or power lines that are not as affected by the wind. You got to wonder about that. But hey, think about this one. Have you bought a bag of potatoes in the grocery store? Yeah, that plastic bag that the potatoes are in, that's a byproduct of petroleum. How about, I saw that today, Tupperware, their stock was way up today. Tupperware. Yeah, that's coming from fossil fuel. The plastics in that comes from fossil fuel.
And I collect records, 33s, and I've got over 8,000 of them, and that's another product that shares what you're saying right there.
Yeah, right there. So hairbrushes, right? I don't have a whole lot of need for a hairbrush, right? But hairbrushes, most of those are made out of plastic. Anything that comes out of plastic, that's fossil fuel. So you got to wonder when you hear about oil prices down 5.1%, down $2 a barrel. It's a important part of our society, and we're hearing, like Gavin Newsom, he wants us to get rid of fossil fuel. He wants us to get all of our cars to be electric vehicles, yet we worry about turning off the electric plants. I don't understand how that works. I'm just a simple guy, but maybe the governor that has Disneyland closed can give us an inclination as to how we're going to do some of these things. Let's move right along. If you've been watching any of the proceedings today in Washington, D.C., fascinating watching what's going on. We've got Jack Dorsey, the chairman of Twitter, is on the hot seat along with Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. That was fascinating. Mark Zuckerberg is getting ready to give his opening statement, and they've got technical difficulties. He can't get through to Congress. He can't watch what's going on there. It's just, you got to wonder when the chairman CEO of Facebook can't get through on a video conference.
I got a bad feeling about this.
And Mr. Sanjay, I think is his name, from Alphabet, also known as Google, all three of them on the hot seat talking about how they're censoring information. Now, this is fascinating because we don't, very rarely anymore, do we see Democrats and Republicans agree on anything, right? You could look at your watch right now and say that it is specific time. And I'm not going to say because I know we're being broadcast at different times of the day, But you could look at your calendar and say, today is October 28th, sorry. And the Democrats and the Republicans in Congress would not agree. I mean, they don't agree on anything. But they do agree here that something needs to be done about social media and some of the powers that they're taking on their own. It's amazing to me how much control they have. Now, I'm old enough to remember, Jay, I'm sure is old enough to remember, AT&T going through antitrust laws.
AT&T, yeah, that reminds me. I do remember when the telephone was invented.
You probably remember the light bulb, the power vehicle, the Model T, all those things.
And I promise you, I'm not kidding about the fax machine and how all of a sudden you didn't have to drive somewhere to deliver something.
Pretty amazing, right? And you remember that thermal paper? That was fascinating.
Oh, and the copy paper stuff, yeah. But I do have very mixed emotions about social media, and I'm not sure. I'm just not big on censoring. But it's a deep subject.
Absolutely.
Perhaps now.
But they are. Maybe they'll come up with something. I mean, right now, I think that these companies have gotten to be, to me, and again, I'm not a big government guy, I think they've gotten too big, right? When you have 3 or 4 or 5 companies control all of the news media in our country, and now you see that Amazon owner Jeff Bezos, owner of the Washington Post, wanting to buy CNN. And to me, I just look at these things, and it gets, there is a time when it's too big, too much control in the hands of too few people.
You and I are really agreeing today.
And you know something, and here's the thing that I want to bring out. With Jay, you made a great point right there. You didn't even, I don't think this is where you were heading with it, but I'm going to run with it anyway. Jay and I are about as opposite as it comes politically. But you know something? We have extremely civil conversations.
Well,
I can learn from him. He listens to me. Hopefully, maybe he'll learn a thing or two from me.
I do.
Right? But we have civil conversations. We can even be friends and not agree on who we're going to vote for president. I don't know. I have no clue who Jay's voting for. He probably knows who I am. But it doesn't matter.
We used to disagree sometimes, and it was so hard to figure out where to go for lunch.
Yeah, exactly. Right? I mean, so these things are... I wish our country would get more to having some of these issues. We're going to be back in just a few. We want to talk. I don't know. Do we want to talk about the baseball game last night? That was pretty amazing. If you are a Dodger fan, now I can't say that the Dodgers haven't won a championship this century any longer. So, because I've had a lot of friends that tell me, I'm an Angel fan, and I come up with, hey, only one Southern California baseball team has won a championship this century, but I can't say that anymore. My Dodger fan friends always come back with who's won more championships. Congratulations, Dodger fan. I think maybe they cheated you out of a couple of them in the last few years, so it's good to see that Dodger fan is getting their due. We're going to come back. Got a lot to chat about. Jay's going to tell us some new things about the reverse mortgage. We're going to talk about that. Buyer interest is growing among younger generations. And yes, we do have the featured home brought to you by mysocallender.com. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestateradio.com for more info.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Dreaming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. A reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I'm not sure who you're pointing at there, Jay, but
you're the one that gives the advice.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what your gestures were there. I'm usually I'm used to a different finger in a different direction, but that's a different story. Hey, let's look at what the markets are doing. Dow Jones down 687 points right now. The Nasdaq down 318. S&P 500 down 85. This is a little unusual. The 10-year Treasury, it's down 1 basis point. That's the yield. And while the bond is the mortgage-backed security is down 5 basis points. Usually the yield on the 10-year Treasury, if that's down, the bond on the mortgage-back is up. But it's going in a little bit of a different direction right now. But the question is, why are these things happening? Well, a lot of it has to do with fears of COVID. Could the COVID cases halt the recovery? The markets in Europe are also much lower as countries are reinstating mobility restrictions and contemplating shutdowns. Germany's anticipating general lockdowns. And Macron of France is making a national address today around 1 o'clock our time. Speculated that these could be multi-week lockdowns or even closing of the borders. U.S. coronavirus cases have risen by a record average of 69,000, almost 70,000 people over the past week. Data compiled by Johns Hopkins University showed that information for us. Coronavirus-related hospitalizations are up 5% or more in 36 states, according to data from COVID Tracking Project. Also weighing in the markets are comments from the prior New York Fed President Bill Dudley, who said that the Fed is really close to running out of firepower. He mentioned that America's future prosperity depends more than ever on government's spending plans, something the president and Congress cannot seem to get together on. Also said the Fed can always do more in the way of purchasing, but it would not provide much additional support to the economy. Interest rates are already about as low as they can go, really. Financial conditions are extremely accommodative. Stock prices are high. Investors are demanding very little added yield to take on credit risk. A weak dollar is supporting U.S. exports. In economic news, the Mortgage Bankers Association released their mortgage application data for last week, showing overall application volume up 1.7% from the previous week. Refinances up 3% last week and are 80% higher year over year, 80% higher. Interest rates declined slightly from 3.02 to 3%, about a point lower than last year. That's the MBA numbers. We'll get Freddie Mac's numbers tomorrow. This always includes a fraction of a point. Remember, I tell you that. That's 0.35 to get that rate. A lot of information there. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star, they've got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Once again, I am very, very proud to introduce to you Jay Kaplan. He is the reverse mortgage guru for Ron Siegel Radio. He's the go-to guy. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, sir. Or afternoon if you're watching one of the rebroadcasts.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. If you're watching us on the video feed for KMET AM 1490, ABC News and Talk, or listening to us, good afternoon. Hope you had a great day today. But Jay's got some new information. We've got some changes in the world of the reverse mortgage, also known as the HECM. So
yes, we do.
What we need to know, Jay.
Well, the FHA throws us these curveballs probably every 2 years or so. 2017 was October of 2017 was a huge one, and we lived through it. We did fine. The principal limit or the benefit was a bit cut down, but you know what? People actually got older, and prices of homes went up, and that got covered quickly. What happened this time is a little different, and in many respects will help consumers rather than what happened in 2017. The challenge is for us, especially us oldies who are so busy doing them, having to relearn things. And to make a long story short, as you know, as you may or may not know, I was thinking of you, Ron, the HECM, home equity conversion, which is the correct name for reverse, has been based on the LIBOR or the London Interbank, which has been pretty good, but there have been some problems, some legal problems, and FHA had decided that they were going to go away. Ginnie Mae, which is the people, the group that buys the closed loans, would no longer accept it coming in 2021. So we have changed. We've gone away from the London Interbank or the LIBOR and have embraced what's called the CMT, which is the constant maturity of the U.S. Treasuries. And as you probably know out there, the U.S. Treasuries are pretty steady. They are extremely safe. What they are not, however, is they're not the number one go-to product for people looking to make money. So therefore, what is not great for investors, and if you look at this as overall a banking rule, if it's not the best thing for investors, then it's pretty obviously the best thing for consumers. So in the meantime, those people getting reverse mortgages are going to reap the benefits of that. Now that's going to be this way until the beginning of 2022. Then we're going to go on something called the SOFR, or as you and I would translate that, SOFA, because I like sofas and to sit, to sleep. But when you get the loan from now on through 2021, you will stay with the constant maturity of treasuries and really have a great loan. So it's one more reason why people should be, other than the fact that it's such a great product, that you should be looking at it now.
So if it's going to change the index, and for those that are not in this world, so to speak, as far as the world of lending and
lucky people, you mean?
Yeah, the lucky people. That's it. So you're saying it's going on to the CMT now. That you're gonna if you're gonna do a reverse mortgage, Jay recommends going with the adjustable one whenever possible. So and I only know that because Jay's been on the show with us many times. Right. We've talked about it. So you're
gonna that's because the adjustable one is the only one with the line of credit, which I think is one of the most important and best parts of it. So just wanted to throw that in.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're looking at an index plus a margin. So the CMT is what the index is. How does that index compare to what we would normally have seen in the LIBOR index, Jay?
It's very similar, okay? It's very similar, and in some cases even beats it. The difference is that the investors aren't as excited, and therefore what we're finding is the margins are less than they were before. So overall, the the margins are less. Some investors or some lenders will have to increase those. Most are not. But overall, it seems to be a really great translation for the borrowers.
Good information. We're going to continue learning about the reverse mortgage. There is a lot of misconceptions about the product, and Jay and I talk about that all the time. But one of the things that I am a big proponent of is once you get into your golden years, are you thinking about cash flow or wealth accumulation? We'll talk to Jay about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. We'll also talk about buyer interest is growing among younger generations. We'll talk about all these and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Hi, we're here with Ron Siegel, the host of Real Estate Radio. Ron, welcome to the studio. Give us insight as to what your show is all about.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me that question. The reason we developed Real Estate Radio is right now there is an abundance of misinformation out there. So Real Estate Radio is a show designed to give Southern California a focal point for their real estate knowledge, as well as a place to go just in case they might need anything real estate related.
So how are you helping people?
That's actually pretty simple. People need advice. So it really doesn't matter who you are. If you have any real estate questions, we're here to help. Whether you're buying a home, selling, you're experiencing a loan modification, short sale, foreclosure, there are a lot of things going on in this marketplace.
How can people get a hold of you?
Real easy. All you have to do is call. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Press option 1.
Interesting times in the market right now. Where do you think the markets are going from here?
That's a great question. All I can say is this. The housing market came down one house at a time, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build it one house, one family at a time. So the best thing that anyone can do is access the free advice that we really want to give you. And to do that, you simply need to call me. The number is 1-800-306-1990, option 1. I'd really love to help.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. SLT Home Digest 79564. Find that dream home before someone else does. Buyer interest is growing among younger generations. The demand for homes this year is extraordinary as record-breaking numbers of hopeful buyers continue to shop for homes. In a normal year, the peak home buying season comes to a close by early fall. However, 2020 is anything but normal. And the housing market is no exception. Lawrence Yun, chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, NAR, explains, and I quote, home sales traditionally taper off toward the end of the year, but in September they surged beyond what we normally see during this season. I would attribute this jump to record low interest rates and an abundance of buyers in the marketplace, including buyers of vacation homes given the greater flexibility to work from home, unquote. What's drawing so many buyers to the market, as Yoon mentioned? Record low interest rates are the key. Today's rates are strengthening purchasing power for buyers, too. Sam Cotter, chief economist at Freddie Mac, emphasizes, quote, mortgage rates today are on average more than a full percentage point lower than rates over the last 5 years, unquote. If you're a home buyer right now, there's no question that you want to take advantage of this opportunity. And you're not alone. Competition among buyers is definitely increasing as more buyers enter the market and mortgage interest rates remain low. So who's planning on buying right now? Today's affordability is appealing to all generations and seems to be especially attractive to younger buyers who want to begin growing their wealth through home ownership. There's a distinct increase this year in the percentage of those in younger generations searching for homes. The National Association of Home Builders note that, quote, between the third quarters of 2019 and 2020, the share of Gen Z adults planning a home purchase rose 3 points to 14%. Millennials, however, are the generation most likely to be considering buying a home, 22%. If you're watching us, ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our social channels, or on the KMET AM 1490 ABC News and Talk video feed, you're actually looking at a graph of those people planning to buy a home in the next 12 months. And it gives you some good information where they were a year ago, where they are now. And according to Mark Fleming, chief economist for First American, millennials are reaching their prime home buying years, a likely driver in this increase. Quote, record low rates. Millennials continuing to age into their prime home buying years has boosted demand, but a lack of housing supply remains a challenge. What's the biggest challenge for home buyers today? Finding a home. Bottom line, let's connect. If you're thinking about buying a new home, we've got the information for you. Ron Siegel Radio, you can get all that information. Just give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. That is the Mortgage Minute today, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals. Chatting this morning, Jay Kaplan is in the house. He is the reverse mortgage guru for Ron Siegel Radio. And if you're listening to the real-time real estate segment there just a minute ago, we were talking about people, the younger people, wanting to start the wealth accumulation phase of their lives. Buying real estate is a great tool for wealth accumulation. But I'm a proponent that once you get to be in your golden years, whatever that might be for you, you may not be in the wealth accumulation phase. You might be in what I would refer to as a cash flow conservation phase.
That is so important.
Is it? Yeah, and that's a big issue, right, Jay? I mean, you're not. My idea is, and I'm just going to say this straight out because most people won't say it. A lot of kids go and come to look at reverse mortgages, and they don't like the reverse mortgage because they're saying it's eating into my inheritance. Well, it's your mom and dad's money, your grandparents' money. My point, and I said this to my parents when they were alive, I hope that you will spend your last dime with your last breath. Doesn't really work out that way. But when you're in this age, Jay, the reverse mortgage is a great tool for cash flow conservation, isn't it?
Right. And also there's a misconception there when it comes to the inheritance. But, I have both types of clients, those wishing to build more cash, and probably the larger portion are those wishing for a more secure cash flow. And I think now this is something that's so important that you brought up, because if you have a reverse or a HECM, you, the homeowner, are the one that makes these decisions, not the bank. You have taken over so much power from the bank. And the only way you can do it is with this, which is the most secure home loan on earth, the home equity conversion, or if we want to call it the reverse, we can do that. But this is the most secure and gives you all of the choices for you, not only when you make your choice of what type of loan, but each month as you go forward. So the part about the children not getting what they need, as I've said before, it's not a loan that's going to get in the way of anyone's inheritance or legacy. It's health care, most of all. And this could save the children so much money when and if the parents have to spend money on other things like health care. And, look what happened to me. We're not going to talk about me right now, but, I got sick, not with the COVID, but something else. I came out of left field. And luckily I have, Medicare, but if it took a nursing home, none of that I would not have been covered. So I have the backstop there. Speaking of the Dodgers, we've got our backstop there in the form of the HECM, which is the best thing that you can really get. The other thing, as far as inheritance is concerned, there was a guy down here by the Ritz-Carlton with a $25 million home, took out $4 million, so that with the reverse, so he could buy his two children a $2 million house each. I tried to pretend I was one of those children, but he said I looked more like his father than his child. But anyway,
it's not just the smaller property values. You can use a reverse mortgage for some of the larger values then, huh, Jay?
Oh, absolutely. And, the other thing is you can help buy your children or grandchildren a home. You can certainly help buy them education. And your friend Chris, of course, needs to be pulled in on that situation to save them thousands of dollars. But yeah, I mean, use that money to create memories with those children right now. Use those memories. Yeah, money. They both start with M, and I'm in my golden years, as you would say. See the gold hair, and use that to create more family ties and spread the wealth around while you are still here on Earth.
No, that's a great point right there. Is if you are in your golden years, or if you look at Jay Silver years, right? You're basically saying if you use the reverse mortgage strategically, right? You've been paying on your house for how many years? Think about that. And you go and say, okay, so I'm going to tell you about a home in just a minute that I think, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think you can get $20,000, $25,000 can put you into this home. If you have a reverse mortgage, you can actually take that $20,000 or $25,000 from the equity in your property. You have no increase in your payment because you don't have one unless you want one. And you can actually watch your child or grandchild enjoy that piece of real estate. Think about that concept. That's just a beautiful thing right there. And Jay, I can do anything I want with my money, right?
Anything you want. You don't have to. The only thing you have to ask for is the money itself. And then it gets wired into your account. And guess what? That's it. Nobody is going to ask you what you're going to use the money for. And the line of credit is going to grow. And, it could even grow theoretically more than the value of the home. And money you can still take for any reason. But speaking of that, we here in California, we're looking at appreciation from 40, even 6% in Orange County and LA areas. As far as losing equity, I wouldn't even give that too much of a second thought. But, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to show that with every opportunity, because we don't just take, and when I say we, I mean it's going to be Ron who you call. We don't just take a reverse mortgage. We educate completely first and make sure you know all the because you're going to have so many more choices with this mortgage than you would with a normal mortgage.
Great information. We're going to continue our conversation with Jay Kaplan. When we come back, we're also going to talk to you about our featured home brought to you by mysocallender.com. mysocallender.com. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com, or call today Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and BCAL-BRE number 018694452.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The featured home segment today being brought to you by MySoCalLender.com. MySoCalLender.com. Let's see who's got the property for us today. I guess I should have got the drum roll going so we can figure out who's got the property for us as the featured home. Yeah, there it is, coming right up on screen for you right now. It is from Patty Gregory, 228 Gallery Way in Tustin. 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, 1 half of a bathroom. I wonder if it's the half with the door or without the door. I just always wonder about that part. End unit, townhouse, Shadow Canyon, Tustin Ranch, sparkling pool, spa, barbecue, picnic area, tennis, your own gym, and a playground. Beautiful grounds. Wonderful place to live. Home is updated throughout with gleaming wood floors, cozy fireplace, lots of natural light. Garage and carport are both very close by with lots of extra parking. Hey, $575,000 is the price of this property. Think about this. Remember, we were talking about this in the last segment with our friend Jay Kaplan. Down payment, $20,000 is one option. You have a $3,889 payment. That includes principal, interest, taxes, insurance, mortgage insurance, HOA dues and fees, insurance, taxes, all that good stuff. $3,889. Put 10% down, you're looking at a $3,423 payment, with a 20% down payment, $2,951 to keep the compliance people happy. Yes, I do. That is a 4.314 APR, 3.352 and 2.939 APRs on each, and MLS 217037. That is the featured home today, brought to you by MySoCalLender.com, MySoCalLender.com. Again about that one at $20,000 as the down payment on the lowest end there. Want more information on that? Give me a call and I'll put you in touch with Patty. So we're talking with Jay Kaplan today. One of the things that Jay and I have been talking about, one of the things that Jay and I profess all the time, is the concept of, if you are in your golden years, if you know somebody in their golden years, if you've got a mother, grandmother, parents, grandparents, someone you love, you want to become a senior, any of the above, this is for you to understand this, right? I was just telling this to somebody the other day. When you go out to near Pacific View Cemetery, I never see a U-Haul truck, right? You can't take anything with you. So the concept here is, wouldn't you rather see your kids or grandkids enjoy what you've worked so hard for? The reverse mortgage, it's just a strategy. You know, I hear people say, I would never have a reverse mortgage. And you ask why. Well, I don't know, it's bad. Why? Well, I don't know, it's bad. And they can't give you an answer because most people don't understand it, right? We had this conversation at a meeting yesterday. people don't understand mortgages, so all they ask is, what's the rate? Whatever you want it to be. Right? So the reverse mortgage, Jay was telling us that they've made some changes to it. It's actually a little bit more attractive now. But the bottom line is it could be a financial planning tool as well. Right, Jay? You can actually deal with our property tax or our taxes and insurance and the things we can and can't write off by being strategic with our reverse mortgage, right?
Absolutely. And, I was just reading, and of course, actually, I was listening to a podcast from Reverse Focus, and this came up, and I can't give the, well, we'll just pretend you said it. How's that? The new HECM, or reverse, if we want to call it, should be a part of your intelligent money management strategies. And with that, financial planners are jumping on this more and more than they ever used to. Remember, they always used to really dislike reverse mortgages, and they also hated annuities. And boy, has that changed on both of those fronts. And what we're finding is things like FINRA now allow talking about it. Some financial planners are still, they think they're precluded, whether they are or not. But it seems like the more experienced financial planners are the ones that are now bringing home equity into the conversation. So, that part is also looking up. I know that in your business, things are so strong because people, more people are putting their homes, some of them are putting their homes on their market. So I think there will be some places that people can buy, but the rates are so low. I know that you're busy and there's a great reason for it. Reverse mortgage people are also extremely, extremely busy right now. And I think some of that has to do with, well, of course, people are growing older all the time, and that drives the needs-based clients up there. But I used to do mostly needs-based clients. I would say that probably somewhere close to 100% now of my clients are want-based clients, people that are intelligent enough, well, we all are, to, theoretically, to want to have this on their side.
Jay, think about this one.
Yeah.
So the Dow Jones Industrial Average right now is down 800 points.
Right.
The NASDAQ
up and down. Yeah.
The NASDAQ's down 360 points.
Yeah, that's a chunk.
What would happen if you needed some money today? Right? Or you were...
I think one of the big, and I hate to use fear as a way to show the good side of anything or to try to, sell anything. However, if you remember back 2008, and yeah, you are young, you're old enough to remember that, so many older people lost their homes because they couldn't make the payments. If those people had a HECM or reverse, they would still own their home. They'd probably still be alive, and their equity will have gone up anyway. So I think fear of the unknown and the COVID, although I hate the fact that we're having this, never thought I would live through it, it would happen in our lifetimes. But I think some of that, you want security, and this is how you get it.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Jay. And the other one that I was making there is it's giving you options, right? I mean, if the market's down 800 and you actually need to go get a new car, if you're in your golden years, you might be saying, okay, I think I'm going to sell some of my stock, right?
Don't do that because
right?
Like Phil Walker, one guy, financial expert said, when when you're retired, you're self-employed. Your business is your retirement. And I think if you sell your stock, it's like laying off or firing some of your employees. They're no longer going to produce for you, and you're not going to get it back. On those years that are down, and this could be one for you, you don't sell the stock, you keep invested, and you take some money to live on out of your HECM or reverse. In the future, you can always put it back. It's one thing about this loan that's no other loan will let you do. It'll let you take some money out. It'll let you skip some payments. It'll let you put it back in and say, boy, I shouldn't have made that payment. I got something else I want to do. Just take it out again.
Yeah, take it when it's right for you.
Exactly.
Not when if you need money, you take it out of the market when you want to, not have to. You take it out of your home equity when you want to, not have to. You take it and put it back into the stock market when you want to, not have to. You put it back into your reverse mortgage and pay down your equity when you want to, not have to. It's all about options. And in your golden years, it's all about cash flow. You want to make sure that you've got the cash flow to do what you want when you want. And as always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John and Sean, who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. Again, this is Ron Siegel Radio. If you have want to meet any of our guests, you want to meet Jay Kaplan, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.